There's often this idea that vegan food will naturally be something where you're denying yourself the pleasures of food on a sensual level. And so it's always been really interesting to me to be able to show people how wrong that is, and that we can do things with texture and flavor and senses that the pleasures of eating food, you still get all that with vegan food for sure. There's a huge variety of food that you can eat if you're abstaining from animal products. In fact, you'd be amazed at what kind of things you can find even just in your local environment that taste amazing, that don't have anything to do with animal agriculture. You can find examples from all kinds of different cuisines from around the world that you can pull inspiration from, where there's vegan food that is just a natural part of everyday life, that use a lot of different vegetables and tofu and different kinds of soy products, tempeh, fermented things, misos, and other kind of stir fries and curries. It's getting easier all the time to be able to go out and enjoy vegan food in a restaurant setting. There's places opening up all the time, and even in places that aren't fully vegan or vegetarian, they're more and more catering to people with that diet as it's becoming more and more popular and taking off. SAF is a very busy restaurant. We can often easily do like 200 people in a day, and it was voted by Time Out as one of the top 50 restaurants in the city in 2009. So for a vegan restaurant to be in that category, it's pretty impressive. And so our clientele and the people who come here come from a variety of different backgrounds. There's obviously a large sort of vegan and vegetarian contingent, but you get people who have no knowledge of those types of diets who are just curious and want to come and experience what the food's like and check it out. I don't consider it more difficult in terms of creating really good food on the plate. It's fundamentally not different in that sense from meat-based food. You do find, though, that in a vegan restaurant, the chefs themselves are often much more engaged and passionate with what they're doing because the way in which they got to that place involved their own personal beliefs and philosophies more so than in a traditional kitchen. Fatih came here from Munich just before I arrived here. As a head chef, obviously, he's got a lot of things to take care of, but he is open to discussing what's being done and how can we make it better.
I started work in SAF about 4 years ago, and after that I decided to be vegan, and I give up everything in one night. And I feel the difference between the old days and now. So I'm much more healthy, and I don't need to go back to eat this kind of animal products anymore. So actually SAF changed my lifestyle. People love our foods, and they always keep asking to open the second one. We have lots of vegan and organic wine, so if you have a good baked tofu, you can get nice red wine. Normally, if you're making risotto, you have to use some chicken stock, veal stock, or beef stock, whatever, but I just use some mushroom stock or vegetable stock. I think it's the most popular dish in restaurant now. Lots of Italian people is coming back after that experience. They say it's beautiful risotto, delicious risotto. So I'm happy with that.
Working in a vegan restaurant as a chef at the level we're trying to work at is really exciting because there's the sense that we're trying to push the boundaries and do things that haven't been done before and sort of be at a level that's respected as just restaurant and just food, and then people come here and just enjoy an amazing meal, and then on top of which it's entirely plant-based. And we get a lot of good feedback, and a lot of people are really excited about the meals that they had. And so it's sort of rewarding to be able to have that impact and be able to show people what's possible.
I have a very, very active lifestyle. I'm a retained firefighter. I'm on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I always have to be armed and ready to go at all times, as well as my training. And I can honestly say that I never feel inadequately catered for on a vegan diet. I started running predominantly to raise funds for animal charities, and I started to win races, and I decided that the ultimate goal would be to run a marathon. I entered my first marathon in 2000 and I won it. And from there, I just decided that this was the way forward to help more animals and to promote vegan diet. Training for a marathon is not just about going out and running endless miles. It's about doing speed work, it's about doing a lot of endurance work and coupling the two together. So you've got to be fast, but you've got to be fast over a long distance. So I personally, and everybody's different, train between about 80 and 100 miles a week. I have complete 100% faith that my diet will give me everything that my body needs to perform well. I certainly don't look at meat eaters and think I could perform any better if I ate meat. I've run 22 marathons and I always produce a good run, no matter what. When I'm at a race, people are quite surprised that I can do what I do on a vegan diet, and they say, "Why are you vegan?" And I would say to them, "Well, why aren't you? Because after all, I've just beaten you. So perhaps if you try my diet, you might be up there winning races too." And on one particular occasion, the person that presented me the award was the Lady Mayoress, and she actually said that her daughter had been wanting to go vegetarian for quite a few months. When my mum was able to tell her that I'd been vegetarian since tiny and vegan since a teenager, she was really overjoyed that there was a role model there that she could use. That's a bigger achievement for me, because that's somebody growing up, and then she's the future, and veganism is the future.
No alcohol, no weed, no cigarettes, no ease, no milk, no cheese, no eggs, no meat, just meditation and peace, red lentils, chickpeas, good workout, good sleep, more sunshine, light breeze.
I've been working for the NHS for over 15 years now, and it's wonderful because when I get patients sent to me who are overweight or got heart disease or high blood pressure, I can talk to them about all the plant-based foods they can eat that make them a lot healthier by cutting out all the saturated fat and high salt foods in their diet. Recommendations now by the Department of Health is to go towards a more plant-based diet with the encouragement to have 5 portions of fruits and vegetables a day. In my opinion, omnivores can be lacking in lots of vitamins and minerals and nutrition generally. If you look at the obesity, look at all the fast foods, they're the kind of foods that vegans just wouldn't entertain eating at all. And certainly studies have shown that vegans are less at risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and things like hypertension. So certainly a vegan diet encompasses all those health benefits as well. And I feel really fit and healthy. I love my food and I do love having treats. And the benefits from a vegan diet is that it's low in saturated fat. So you can have all these treats and you know you're still going to be looking after your heart. People often are concerned about calcium, which you can get from fortified foods, and vitamin B12, which you can get through things like fortified non-dairy milks, some soya products, also from some yeast extracts. Whether you're vegan or a meat eater, you still need to make sure you have adequate quantities of vitamin D. The main source comes from sunshine, from the sunlight on your skin. So get adequate sunshine or have fortified foods containing vitamin D. And we get quite a few queries about parents or pregnant women who are concerned about getting the right nutrition for their children and for their unborn child. And certainly we can assure them that they get all the nutrition they need through a planned vegan diet. And I've written a book for the Vegan Society about vegan infants. It starts from conception through to infancy. And hopefully parents are reassured that they can get all the nutrition they need for themselves and for their children.
I've been vegan for 6 years, and when I became pregnant, friends asked me, "Are you going to stay vegan? Surely not," sort of thing. And I didn't have any pressure from doctors or midwives. Everyone seemed very happy for me to stay vegan. It wasn't a problem at all. I read a lot about being pregnant and I knew everything that I was supposed to be eating, and so it was absolutely fine. I was very active and fit during my pregnancy. Pregnancy was great. I quite enjoyed it. And she was 9 pounds 3 when she was born, so she was a pretty big baby. Without any dairy or meat, you know, I managed to produce a very beautiful, healthy baby, and everything's been great. I've felt very healthy and strong and fit since I've had her. breastfeeding hasn't been easy, it's made me respect other animals' milk even more and made me feel strongly that I don't want to ingest any other animal's milk, because their milk is meant for their babies just as my milk is meant for my baby, and it just seems completely wrong that adults of other species should be drinking milk that's not for them. I've been very lucky. I think she's a very happy baby. She's not had colic or any digestive problems, and some people have told me anecdotally they think that's because of my diet, that I'm not eating anything which upsets her digestive system. So I would really advocate staying vegan and being confident about being vegan, because I do believe it's the best thing for your baby as well as for you.